Alright, I'm just going to be straight up with you guys. This is going to be a very negative video. If you're here for someone to be a cheerleader for Universes Beyond, okay, well, I'm not that guy. And it's not that I don't want to be that guy. Okay, I've made peace with Universes Beyond. I've talked about it in other videos. Sometimes it works. Final Fantasy worked. Lord of the Rings worked. Doctor Who didn't work. Assassin's Creed almost worked. I'll give Assassin's Creed a pass. Okay, for every hit, and big hit, Final Fantasy, huge hit. They figured it out. We get a bunch of misses. Why am I not saying Spider-Man? Spider-Man, disaster. Here's the problem. I think, looking at Universes Beyond and what I know of the Wizards of the Coast organization, the fact that Final Fantasy succeeded seems to have been an accident. Because the more I look at this organization, the more I go, they don't understand what the players want. They don't understand how to make the game, the cards interesting. They have the worst artists and graphic design staff in the world, and everything they're doing is every time they get something right, they don't do it again. They go, wow, that worked swimmingly. Lord of the Rings, Swords and Sorcery, Fantasy World, everybody loves it. Okay, they did redo it twice, because then they went to Final Fantasy. Look at that. Fantasy World, Swords and Sorcery, everybody loves it. Then they go, we got TMNT coming around the corner. No comic book shit. I love the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I really do. Okay, I grew up near Northampton, Massachusetts, one town over. I was there for the Look Up the Words and Pictures Museum. Back when the guys who made TMNT were wasting all their money putting shit around Northampton, Massachusetts. I'm a big TMNT fan. No part of me wants TMNT magic cards. So this is going to be a negative video. I got two topics on my mind. First topic I want to talk about is the fact that, again, every time they get something right, they get 100 things wrong. So, one of the problems they're having, one of the problems I have with Spider-Man is the set just looks like dog shit. It's a bunch of bagel cards, it's a bunch of hot dog cards, it's a bunch of cards covered in spider webs, and then, of course, you have the bonus sheet where they did... I can't even put into words how fucking embarrassing the bonus sheet cards are. Okay, now they did it for Final Fantasy. Everybody told them, hey, this looks like shit. You guys got to come up with a real design, and I'm going to assume all this stuff was already in the pipeline. Hopefully, they're going to fix it at some point. They said, oh, well, we already got Avatar locked in. We can't change the cards now. Too many approval processes. But no, the TMNT cards are... guys, okay, can I look at these? How do I find these? What's one of the... I know Mystic Remora is one of them, so let me search for that. Okay, so here's how it goes. Mystic Remora. So the bonus sheet cards, Eternal Legal Variants. Bonus sheet cards. Now these are cards that should be fucking exciting. Let's be real. Cards like Dockside Extortionist, Mystic Remora, Teferi's Protection, Force of Negation. These are some of the most... Valak at the Molten Pinnacle. These are some of the most powerful cards in the history of Magic. Me, as a player, I go, oh man, I could use another Mystic Remora. Every blue deck needs a Mystic Remora. Shit, I do need more Force of Negations. These are cards I should be excited for. Why am I not excited for them? Well, let's compare to this. Here, what's a good example? What's the name of that card? A good one. Why am I blanking on this? Let's look at the Warrior of Light. Here we go. The bonus cards from Final Fantasy at least used... Not all of them. Some of them used fucking PS2 cutscenes, but a lot of them used original artwork from Yoshitaka Amano. They went into art books, okay, and they found nice Final Fantasy art. Again, it's a licensing issue. They can only use art that the company approves them to use, but thankfully, it's Final Fantasy, so there's a lot of nice art kicking around. I wish we had a higher res version of this, but a foil Cecil Harvey looks phenomenal in person. Okay, so it makes up for the fact that the frame is complete dog shit, is that they actually had access to real art. Again, some of it, whatever. I mean, that's the cover of Final Fantasy X, fine. Some of it looks like shit here. It's just like a render from the PS2 game. Terrible. But for the most part, they were able to get actual artwork. Even the Cloud Strife, even though it's just a random shot of an art book, it looks nice in person, okay? It looks better than I thought it would. Here's the problem we have with Avatar, and you guys who have been following this set, you already know this. Okay, again... Dockside Extortionist. I want to look at the actual Dockside Extortionist. Dockside Extortionist. In Magic the Gathering, the Dockside Extortionist is a fun little goblin friend. Okay, look, he's a little buddy. I should really be looking at this on a different site. But again, it's a goblin doing crazy, kooky stuff. He's having fun. The original Dockside Extortionist was going nuts. Look at this little goofy goober. He was flying around. He was hanging from the pirate ship, extorting you out of your treasures. Okay, what is Dockside Extortionist in the Avatar set? It's some guy. It's a guy. He's just standing there. Doesn't matter. None of this matters. Who gives a shit? It's a guy standing there. I'm told this guy is just like in one episode. He's like not even an important character at all. It's just literally they're like, can we find a picture of a pirate? Doesn't matter that he's not a goblin at all. Just whatever, because it's a pirate card. Fuck it. It doesn't matter. Who cares? And we can't find, a piece of art from an art book, a sketch, whatever. I get that you want these cards to reference existing artwork, but using stills from the actual... and again, this was a standard definition Nickelodeon show, right? This was like back in the era of like VHS tapes or early DVDs. It's not the highest quality. You just found a picture of a guy. One of the ones that pissed me off the most is, can I find it on here? Or do I gotta actually search for it? I'm so pissed about so much of this. Okay, but this one hurts me. This one hurts me, well, let me get my copy. Where's my copy? Hold on one second. Now, this is a card that's very important to me because this was my first commander. I don't know if I built like a little commander deck before him or after, but this was the first commander deck that I took seriously. I've had this deck for probably 15 years now. It's full of awesome token making cards. I wish I actually had, I think I have a graded copy of the Shadowmoor foil. I hope so. But again, this is my commander, Risk the Redeemed. He's just a cool... look at this guy. He's a little guy. He's got some swords. He's got some antlers because he's one of the Lorwyn elves. We're actually going back to Lorwyn, so maybe we'll get a new Risk card when we go back. But he's just a fun little dude who makes little dorks. He doubles your tokens. Back in the day, this was an effect that wasn't on a million cards. Now it seems like there's 1,000 cards that double the number of tokens you have. But back in the day, this guy was the only thing with this effect I can think of, and it was a lot of fun. But... the only printings he's ever had have always been, there's no extended arts, there's no crazy foils, there's no judge promos, nothing like that. And I've always said, man, I really hope someday they do like a promo or like a premium version of Risk the Redeemed for this deck. You know, I don't know. Here's one thing I never understood about Magic. You have all these people playing all these commanders they love. Figure out which commanders are in the top 100, 200 commanders and just start giving them premium art treatments. People would love it. Well, I guess they are doing that. But here's the new Risk the Redeemed. Okay, I almost don't even want to look at this. Is how depressing it is. Did I bring it up? I thought I had it up. Let's see. Risk the Redeemed. Here he is. Oh man, oh man. I can't tell you like how disappointing this is on so many levels. First of all, where do you even start with this? Zuko from the show, from Avatar. I don't watch Avatar, but I know enough about it to know that Zuko is a firebender. He's the prince of the Fire Kingdom. Every fucking card he's got in the Avatar set is a red card because that makes sense because he's a red guy. He's a fire master. Of course he's a red card. So how the fuck did Zuko go from a red guy who shoots fire to a green-white hybrid creature? And you go, well, I guess maybe the ability on the card. I mean, it must be like an ability that makes sense. Let's see. Legendary creature, elf warrior. Is this motherfucker an elf? Does this look like an elf to you? No, it's a guy. It's not an elf at all. I guess he's a warrior, so that fits. You go, okay, well, what are his abilities? Create a green and white elf warrior creature token. This is actually an insult to the intelligence of everyone who plays Magic. Because this is you telling me, oh yeah, these bonus cards that we want you to chase after. Remember, collector packs are like $60. These are your big chase cards that you're supposed to be chasing after. So these huge collector cards that we want you to spend $60 a pack, $600 a box, we put zero thought into them. Pretty much zero time, zero effort. We just took a card that we know people like, put a random character on it, Doesn't matter if it's the right race, doesn't matter if it's the right color, fuck it. And then we needed a picture. So, and again, look at this. This is magic art. This is what magic art used to be if you played Magic back in the golden times. You got an elf, he's jumping, there's silhouettes, there's imagery, there's gnarled branches as he forges through the fucking forests of Shadowmoor. His blade at the ready, he's ready to strike. He's got a determined look on his face. Whole again in honor and horn. The avatar card is, hey guys, hey, it's me, Zuko. Hello, it's me, Zuko. Hello. The only thing, it apparently, after, you know, because I think in the show, I'm not watching Avatar, I'm not a child. I think in the show, he eventually goes from being a bad guy to a good guy. So he technically redeems himself. And that's it. That's their connection. Zuko redeemed. Well, he's redeemed. Doesn't matter, the colors don't match, that he's not an elf, that he shouldn't be making fucking elves. Just fuck it, he's redeemed, so who cares? Slop on slop. Now, I wanted to make a video at some point where my prediction for this set, I'm going to say this, it will do marginally better than Spider-Man. It looks better designed in power level and playability than Spider-Man. Spider-Man is baffling to me. This is like an introductory, you would think Spider-Man would be like an introductory set for morons. You know, like it's supposed to be people's first Magic set because they don't play Magic, so they get the Spider-Man cards, and all the Spider-Man cards are like, oh, this thing enters tapped or can come into play from the graveyard. I'm like, why did you not just make like basically a core set with Spider-Man? Makes no sense. So Saffron Olive, one of the big Magic YouTubers, opened $2,900 worth of Avatar Collector Boosters. That would hopefully be 6 boxes at $500 each, but maybe he only got 4. I was scrubbing through this a little bit. Here's why this set's going to tank. Is Magic doesn't understand that when people buy a $600 collector's box, they don't want to buy either A, hit the $1,500 super rare, or feel bad game. It's a bad game. Nobody wants to play that game. If I buy a $500 box of Magic cards, I better get, at minimum, I want like $400 worth of cards out of it. Because then I can at least justify in my head and go, well, over time, prices will go up once it goes out of print. I'm okay if it's a little under. Ideally, I want to get $600, $700, $800 worth of singles. I want to go, okay, that was a good box. I got some big hits. But if I'm paying $600 for a box and I'm not pulling any value and they go, yeah, but you could have got the Soul Stone, one of one, $30,000. I don't care. I'm never going to hit that. I'm not an idiot. I know the numbers. I'm never going to get a golden Chocobo. I'm never going to get a premium Soul Stone. I've never even pulled a fucking serialized card. And I've been buying Magic cards like crazy. I have never pulled a single serialized card. Okay? The best hit I've gotten was I got an Ifrit out of a secret layer. I got one bonus card. But my hits, I'm not hitting the big stuff. So so you got to convince the average person, and this was not a problem. One collector box is a Bloomborough collector box. It was like $250 when they came out. I think I was getting them from GameStop. I think I bought 6 of them. It's $200, and I wish I'd kept them all sealed. When a collector's box, $250, fine. If I only get $200 of value out, if I only get $150 worth of value out, well, it sucks, but I lost $100. And again, there's a chance to get a really good box, get $300 out of it, $400 out of it. Now you're asking me for $600 to play a lottery ticket game. So I want to hear the, you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to split this down the middle. This video is running long. So this is part 1. Part 1 is me complaining about how dog shit these bonus cards are. So watch that video, comment on this video. I'm going to post a second video. We're going to take a look at just how bad the value is out of these Avatar boxes. And I think this set, I don't think it's going to tank as hard as Spider-Man did, and Spider-Man has a ways to go. I think Spider-Man's still tanking. I think we're going to see $300 Spider-Man collector boxes, $350 maybe. But I think Avatar, these pre-sale prices, they're not going to hold. There's not enough value here. We'll talk about it. Guys, don't forget to subscribe, hit that button. And yeah, let's make another video.